can't get behind it. See what you're doing, baby, and I can't get behind it. You hate with your whole chest, baby, you remind me of a little green man looking like slime. So mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. Mad that they love me, they love me, they love me, they love me. Mad that they love me, they love me, they love me, they love me. We wanna vibe with love is love. And all you haters get left in the dust. So mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. Mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. Now you telling me to mind my business. When you started your channel to talk about other women, you love to throw a stone and then run and hide. Like it or not, you live your life online. And if I were you, I would wanna cry. Cause it must be hard to have such a sad life. But that's not my business, so I'm moving on. And I know the one thing that you hate the most. We wanna vibe with love is love. And all you haters get left in the dust.
Oh, mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. Mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. You see what you're doing and you can't get behind it. You see what you're doing and you can't get behind it.
Isn't that right? So mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. Mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. Mad that they love me, they love me, they love me, they love me. We wanna vibe with love is love. And all you haters get left in the dust. So mad that they love me, they love me, they love me. Mad that they love me, they love me, they love. We wanna vibe with love is.
That part go in. How y'all feeling out there? I hope y'all feeling great, right? I hope the energy is good wherever you at. You know, I hope you feeling great. Hope the energy is good. Hope you feeling amazing right now, right? Great things is happening around us. Hey, the competition is upset, right? So if they upset, then we must be doing something right. And that's a beautiful thing. And plus, we'll talk about it.
I'm hanging with Mr. Wise. Hanging with Mr. Wise. I'm hanging with Mr. Wise.
Welcome to the Discord.
Now I know the law of one. And what's power in the sun. We're made up of liquid gold. Wise will make your mind unfold. Hanging with Mr. Wise. I'm hanging with Mr. Wise. Hanging with Mr. Wise. I'm hanging with Mr. Wise. Hanging with Mr. Wise. I'm hanging with Mr. Wise. Hanging with Mr. Wise. I'm hanging with Mr. Wise. I'm hanging with Mr. Wise. Ralph the Wise. I'm hanging with Mr. Wise. Ralph the Wise. I'm hanging with Mr. Wise. Ralph the Wise.
How's everybody doing out there? I hope everybody is great, feeling wonderful, doing wonderful, right? I'm gonna try to get the music out there, man. I'm gonna try to get the music out there. Listen, whether we want to believe it, perceive it, or try to achieve it, there's a lot of things that's going on this planet right now. And maybe we should be, in the know of some of the stuff that's going on. Maybe we should know some of this stuff. You know what I mean? Okay, okay. Get to a PC. I think you could do it from the phone. You have to do it through a invitation, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Let me try to drop a link for you and see if this link works for the phone. Because sometimes you have to do it through a link or something. You could do it it should say it at the dashboard. It should say right next to like subscriptions or whatever. It should also also say like join membership or become a member or something like that. Um I'm not sure why it's not. And there's a lot of stuff that we still have to figure out and add too. Like I'm still figuring all of this stuff out in the process. So just bear with me. It didn't work last time. Oh, okay. Well, then I'm not sure how. I know people looked it up and they said, "What's going on with you? How's everything?" I know people looked it up and they said, "Let me see this link right here. Does this link work right here? That link might work. I'm not sure." Um, but yeah, we got to stay out of these low vibrational programs. Like there's a lot of things that's being cleaned up right now in our realm. And it's a lot of things that's, the universe is cleaning up a lot of things, moving a lot of things out the way that's in the way, right? A lot of low vibrational people, personas, entities, so on and so forth. And the universe is cleaning all of this up per se. Um, and this low vibrational energy that's in, these people are, multiplying this low vibration. This is why you see them, keep on and they keep on pushing it out there. And you thinking, you're going to get to a point where, it's all going to come to a head and they're going to stop, but then you realize it's just another circle and another circle and another circle. Uh Now there's a lot of personas in this world right now. They're moving with sadness and lower vibrations and they're trying to, push these feelings on someone else while they steal your good vibrations and stuff like that. So you got to be very cautious of who you're dealing with in this world. Um
The
let's take
unstable
a
or
listen.
wounded personality. tempering our knowledge with the fact that we are
Can you guys
existing in
hear
a
it?
heavily mind-controlled manipulated reality from negative aliens' involvement in all world human affairs, and that unstable people are being used as portals for these imposter spirit dark forces, is an important discernment needed to make for an informed and appropriate action. Mentally and emotionally unstable people are used as portals for dark forces to create chaos. What is the characteristic of an emotionally unstable person with unhealed negative ego and pain body? Emotionally unstable personality disorder is a condition characterized by impulsive actions, rapidly shifting moods, and chaotic relationships. Many times, because of insecurities, they seek to control the environment and others in order to make things around them fit into their belief system. These people become controllers or perpetual victims. The individual usually goes from one emotional crisis to another. Often there is narcissism, dependency, separation anxiety, unstable self-image, chronic feelings of emptiness or sadness. 3.
Now, you might have seen a lot of this over the past couple of however you've been observing it, right? You might have seen a lot of these different people in these different forms of energy, right? Sadness, low vibration. They're pushing it off on you, trying to make you feel sad, trying to make you feel low, like you're not deserving, like you shouldn't feel great, right? But what they show you is something completely different. They're pretending as if their life is all great. They got all these friends, everybody wants to be around them. But if that was the case, it would be no way that they would be tearing your life down. It would be no way they will be tearing whatever it is that you're going through down because they happy, right? Happy people have a way of being what do you say? Um what's a good word for it? Naive, maybe? Happy people seem to be naive, you know. Hey, appreciate the new membership. And we're going to need as many new members to click that button as possible because right now, we're in the beginning stage of trying to become monetized over here, right? So the more activity that YouTube see, the more they see people wants this content, the more they'll be inclined to allow me to keep, bringing it to you guys. You got to think we have a multitude of people uh that are trying to falsify what it is that we speak about over here, and so on and so forth. So you can only imagine the tricks that they're going through. They're not using ordinary tricks, they're using the whole back end, trying to say that it's duplicated content, so on and so forth. So these are the methods of what they're going through, right? Once they can't get you to comply with being low vibrational by trying to be nasty with them, right? They resort to other tactics. And one of the tactics that they resort to is hiding behind the line and attacking your page through, you know, the guidelines of YouTube, right? By trying to say that you have duplicated content or taking other people's content, so on and so forth, which is clearly not the case because no one has the content that we have over here. I mean, we kind of in our own lane. We provide our own level of music provided by us. We provide everything as far as, scripts, as far as, PowerPoint presentations, whatever it is. But, these people who've been in this for however many years, they're thinking that they govern this. So they're using these small tactical, little things. YouTube will figure it out. YouTube will figure it out. I trust that YouTube will figure it out. But right now we just gotta, stay within the parameters of the understanding of what is given. And that means that, listen, we're over here trying to broaden the horizon of the minds of the multitude with knowledge, wisdom, laughter, understanding, and unity, right? Whatever it is that they got going on, whatever, circle of messery that they let that interfere with their life, right? Don't let it interfere with yours. Allow yourself to remind yourself, right, that you are a multidimensional being sharing this human experience. Not saying that your human experience is any different than anybody else's human experience. It's just that we're all here together in this multitude, in this today age. We have to find a way to be more understanding of one another, right? So we progress and we move forward with our endeavors. Don't be confused with these different, people out here that try to, it's, you got to be careful, man. They try these different things, and we'll go over some of the things that they try. And you put a one in the comment section if someone has tried any of these things on you. Um, First, we'll go into the, 7 deadly sins of narcissism, right? Let's talk about that for a second. Because you're watching this, you're watching all of these different personas take this direction, right? Everybody is not fighting these narcissistic tendencies that comes with the body. They're not trying to fight it off. They're not trying to combat it. They're not trying to be better than it. They're not trying to, they're becoming the monsters that they're supposed to be fighting off. It's considered, the beast within inside of us, right? So we're supposed to tame this beast. Nope, these personas are not taming the beast that's inside of them, right? They're allowing the beast to run wild, or allowing the beast to run rapid, right? And this is why we have the world that we have today. Okay.
The 7 deadly sins of narcissism.
What's up?
Shamelessness. Shame is the feeling that lurks beneath all unhealthy narcissism and the inability to process shame in healthy ways.
Get this live out the way. I gotta do
Magical thinking. Narcissists see themselves as perfect, using distortion and illusion known as magical thinking. They also use projection to dump shame onto others. Arrogance. A narcissist who is feeling deflated may reinflate by diminishing, debasing, or degrading somebody else. Envy. A narcissist may secure a sense of superiority in the face of another person's ability by using contempt to minimize the other person. Entitlement. Narcissists hold unreasonable expectations of particularly favorable treatment and automatic compliance because they consider themselves special. Failure to comply is considered an attack on their superiority, and the perpetrator is considered an awkward or difficult person. Defiance of their will is a narcissistic injury that can trigger narcissistic rage. Exploitation can take many forms but always involves the exploitation of others without regard for their feelings or interests. Often the other is in a subservient position where resistance would be difficult or even impossible. Sometimes the subservience is not so much real as assumed. Bad boundaries. Narcissists do not recognize that they have boundaries and that others are separate and are not extensions of themselves. Others either exist to meet their needs or may as well not exist at all. Those who provide narcissistic supply to the narcissist are treated as if they are part of the narcissist and are expected to live up to those expectations. In the mind of a narcissist, there is no boundary between self and other.
All right. Now, with everything that you just heard, right? You're telling me that you're not recognizing these energies that exist before us? You're telling me that these people do not act in this way, right? I mean, they're using terms like thy will be done. They're using terms like they're the chosen one. So what do that make everybody else? If you're the one, the only one that's chosen, what's everybody else? Peons, peasants, court jesters, right? They feel as though they are the ones that get to dictate where you place in life, where you stand, right? And they do it boastfully. They do it boldly. They tell you to your face, yeah, I'm stopping you from making it. Yeah, I'm going to da-da-da-da-da and all this other stuff, right? And we sit here and we try to move forward in a better day, in a better light, right? And a lot of you guys are out here searching for something, some level of unity and, some level of connection. And you're running across these other, creators, content creators, and what you're finding is trickery, right? They're not honest, they're not as honest as you would like them to be, especially when it comes to, whatever it is that they say that they're doing. You watched all these different crowd funds, you watched all these different situations, but what are they investing into? Street substances, different things like that, right? And then you watch the corruption in this world and you wonder why it's not getting better. Hey, listen, we got to start supporting positive. We got to start supporting good things. If we want good to happen in this world, if we want better to happen in this world, we got to be in support of better. We got to be in support of what it is that we want, right? If we want a difference to come, if we want something great to happen, if we want a better tomorrow, we got to start building it today. It's not going to be easy. No one told us that it was going to be easy. No one told us that the road would be easy, right? No one told us that it wasn't. It was going to be hard. It's going to be hard. It's going to be tough, right? But they say you got to crack a couple of eggs to make an omelet, right? So, as we move forward with this, with transparency, honesty, openness, love and unifying and everything like that, um, you know, we are monetized right now at this given moment, but we have to go over certain um things, I guess, with YouTube. I'm waiting for the paper to come in the mail so that way I can put the pin in. They said it might take about 2 weeks. So hopefully it takes 3 days and I can put it in next week, right? However it works, we'll be patient, we'll be building, we'll be growing, you know. I think the super chats are still active. I think everything is still active. Everybody go ahead and buy a super chat. Let me know it's still active. Everything's still copacetic. And shout out to Lids, man. Lids always provide me with the best hats. Shout out to Lids. However you're looking at this, the world is changing as we know it, right? Positive is winning. If you're following negative people, you might start noticing that negative people are getting their page took, right? It might not have transferred over to YouTube yet, but if you go to, even Facebook, Instagram, some of these people are losing their pages based off of their level of negativity. They realize that we can't put negativity into the atmosphere anymore. It's messing up the crystals, messing up the frequency. So people got to pump out more. It's like the balance, right? The balance is off. It's too many people putting out low vibes and not enough people pumping off high vibrations. People don't have that imagination anymore to dare to think, dare to, think about the endless possibilities, the world, all of this stuff. People don't do that anymore. People are so low vibe now, it's scary. It is very scary. But, we here. We here. And I'm trying to make a big wave. I'm trying to make a splash. Let's say that. I'm trying to make a splash. So everything helps. If you can hit the Cash App, please hit the Cash App. If you can hit the PayPal, hit the PayPal. I know all of this stuff on YouTube has stopped and halter people's support of other people, with all of these people tarnishing people's character, reputation, image, everything like that. I know it's hard for y'all to look and support somebody, over feelings and emotions. Once someone creates an image of somebody, your feelings and emotions is involved after that, right? If someone tell you this person is a this and this person is that, and if it plays to something that might have happened in your life, or a trauma or something like that, then 9 times out of 10, but in this reality, we have to realize that we have to learn how to allow other people's past to be their past, because we're asking for that same thing, right? You're asking somebody not to judge you by your past. You're asking somebody not to, judge you for the mistakes that you made, the choices that you made, right? And if you're going to ask that of other people, then you have to be able to give that same thing back in return. This is why I say this should be the summer of change right here. I think everybody should be given a chance to change. Let us mold ourselves in the image that we want to be, as opposed to the image that the world might have made us, right? No one has to perceive themselves as a monster unless they want to continue being that monster. I no longer want to continue being a monster. So I try to be better than the person that I was yesterday, but only half as good as the person that I'm going to be tomorrow. See, these are simple things that I remind myself and tell myself all the time. And the reason why I do that is because I remind myself what my challenges is, which is myself. I'm not in competition with people. Why would I be in competition with people? Right? They're not in my immediate life. There's nothing to gain from that. Right? That whole iron sharpening iron thing is a complete lie. Fight fire with fire is a complete lie. Right? Iron sharpening iron. If you clash iron together long enough, is going to make that sword dull. Right? There's a process that comes with sharpening, and no one wants to take the time to go through the process. So they use these forms, where they're rushing, you know. Uh, and the problem is everybody everybody can win, but it has to start somewhere. It has to start in a level of unity. Someone has to be able to say, you know what, I'm going to unify. I'm going to help people build. I'm going to help people grow. Right. And see, the problem is people try to steal other people's intellectual property, steal their likeness and image, and then they try to shun that person from their own likeness and or image. Hey, that's because you done that cage is yeah. Christian, can you let these dogs out? I think they might need to use the bathroom. I don't know what y'all timing is with these dogs. Or I would, but I are they on a schedule? Huh? Um, my mom said my pops was a pimp, so she woke him up. Um, a lot of you got to watch out for the negative egos. There's a lot of negative egos being fed right now. They're doing a lot of this stuff right now. You can see it taking place in the world. You can see it adding to the world, the negative, the low vibrations. You can see it. It's not. It's here. Whether you want to be a part of it, I don't want to be a part of the negative. I don't want to be a part of the low vibrations. I'm good. Right. I come to the realization that any level of contributing to it is participating, right? If I go out there and be nasty to somebody because they was nasty to me, I'm participating in the victimizing program, right? This is why I laugh at them. This is why I put everything in jokes. This is why I transform everything into laughter, because there's no possible way you're going to get me to operate in that low vibration. Right? There's no possible way. I can't do it. That's not how I operate. So, and they're so shallow. They're so shallow. All they want to do is try to talk about somebody's physical appearance. You look like this. You don't look like that. You look. Come on. Come on.
The conceit of egotism describes a person who acts to gain value for self-serving motivation and instinctual desires while taking in an excessive amount of resources than that which he or she gives back to others. This may also be referred to as service to self. Usually these are actions of taking in others' energy, time, and resources, and is accompanied with very low ethical standards and displaying low moral character traits. This is also called consumptive modeling or energetic vampirism. Egotism may be fulfilled by exploiting the sympathy, trauma, emotion, or ignorance of others, as well as utilizing coercive force, deception, manipulation, mind control, and fraud. The egotist has an overwhelming sense of the centrality of the eme, operating in their personal qualities and personal identity. This is a person who cannot be trusted, as they will always manipulate the circumstances to service to self as their primary or only concern. Without developing self-awareness and ego discipline, the untamed negative ego is exploited by mind control and further develops itself into serious spiritual pathologies which lead to narcissism and psychopathy. Psychotronic mind control harnesses the lower vibratory frequencies that comprise the lower 3 layers of ego for targeting negative ego and AD behaviors in the population.
See, this is controlled chaos. They're not doing that. They're doing this intentionally. Trauma bonding, reminding you, trying to learn you so they can remind you of your traumas, right? Telling you, hey, you can tell me anything. And then once you tell them something, they use it against you, throw it in your face, right? They're using all of these different tactics to keep you in a certain vibrational frequency of yourself. You ever notice, like, whenever you started feeling highly vibrational, like, you ever, all right, think about this. People don't love you until you're in love, right? It shows. When you find a way to love yourself, right? That's when people gravitate to you. They're like, oh, it's just something about you, right? That's because you found love in yourself, right? And then as soon as they start tearing that up and tearing it apart and you can't even recognize yourself in the mirror anymore, right? That's when they like, oh, you changed. That's when they act like they want to get away from you, right? And then when you build yourself back up and you find that love in yourself again, here they come again. Here they come again. Right? And no matter how many times you find that love in yourself, someone's coming. And they're coming in the ideal image of what you want. This is why the first conversation that you have with somebody when you meet them is what? What do you want? What do you see in a woman? What do you want in a man? What? I'm going to give you the secrets to my heart so your representative can pretend to be what it is that I want. And then how long you going to pretend to be it? 6 months down the line, I find out you ain't who you know what I mean? And you're like, oh man, you're not the same. Yes, because you met that representative and then you told them the secrets to the heart. You said you wanted somebody down to earth. You said you wanted somebody with a sense of humor, so they became a comedian, you know? So we got to be cautious of who it is that we give these secrets to. We don't know that we giving these secrets out. We just think this is something, regular protocol, regular conversation, but it's not. We got to change up how we coerce with each other. If somebody asks me, what do you expect? What do you want in a woman? Hey, just be yourself and I'll let you know if I like it or not. You know what I mean? Don't ask me what I want. Just be yourself. And people say, in the 90s, a lot of people got tricked with this. What movie you want to go see? Whatever you pick. What car you want to pick out? It doesn't matter. Whatever you pick. What do you want to eat for dinner? Whatever. And then later on the line, they're like, you're very controlling. Wait a minute. I gave you the options of all of this stuff. You told me to pick for you. You told me it didn't matter. You told me to. Do you get what I'm saying? It's to set you up for failure, right? A lot of you go pick a car out with somebody, you say, oh, what car you want? They say, you go ahead and pick. You pick the car, right? If they like the car, they take the credit for it. I'm glad we picked this car. If they don't like the car, you pick this car. I ain't picked this car. Same thing with movies, right? You pick the movie. If it was a good movie, I'm glad we went to go see that movie. It was a bad movie, you pick that movie. I ain't want to see that movie. What? See, mine's is more so like I'll just go with the flow type person. Where you want to eat at? It don't matter. See, I'm pretty sure I can find something on the menu. You know what I mean? Like to me, it's like as long as the company is good, I'm good. It's the company that you keep. If you keep good company, hey, listen. If you somebody I could talk to, kick it with, hey, listen, we can go eat pretzels. We can go eat peanuts. You know. And I appreciate the compliment. I try to stay dapper even if I'm not going anywhere. Sometimes I just get dressed and stay in the crib. You know, you feel me? Yeah, sometimes I just, you know, sometimes I just get dressed and stay in the crib. I like to impress myself, you know. I like to impress myself. Um, because I think that's important. I think that's important. How you carry yourself is very important. Um, but you got to definitely be careful of these different houses. People are playing a lot of games out here, and I don't. I don't perceive anything to be, very highly complicated. Um, I think, people in this world, they have a tendency to feed these different houses of ego, envy, wrath, laziness, gluttony, right? I think people are pouring into these different things of their self, these lower vibrational things of their self. Um, um, And there's nothing, don't get me wrong. Like some of this stuff, I guess, practicing duality, it's needed down here. Some of these rites, rituals, so on and so forth is needed. But the aspect of what's taking place now, it's like an out of control thing, right? Too many people feeding into low vibrations, and it's not enough people putting back into good vibrations, right? uh, Different strokes to rule the world, if you would say, right? So, however you want to look at this, it seems like everybody has got comfortable with a low stroke, right? And we need to bring people back up to a higher vibration. Think about whatever you want to think about. People are using downers and not uppers. People are looking to, suppress a feeling instead of, having that sensation. We got to bring York peppermint patties back. You know what I'm saying? We got to bring a York peppermint patty back. I appreciate the membership. Look at that. 2 members today. We is on our way. We is on our way. We're gonna get some. We listen. We're gonna take them by storm. I tell you that. We're gonna take them by storm. Beautiful things is happening for us. Beautiful things is happening for us. We're gonna take them by storm. All right. So you got the okay. We can't go into the EMF stuff. We can't go into that part. August 2014. Okay. So you definitely got to watch out for emotional manipulation, right? In the midst of chaos, there is emotional manipulation that takes place, right? And you got to watch out for this. Guard yourself of this because this is where your, you know, boundaries come in and everything like that.
As the chaos generated from the planetary ascension accelerates, many people are being influenced by negative forces that they do not comprehend and use more emotional manipulation to cope with their dismantling reality. Some of these negative forces are sourcing from people's own unconscious mind and negative ego, which has reinforced a lifetime of negative habits and behaviors. When
That would
people
be
feel
lovely, wouldn't
unsafe
it?
and insecure in themselves, they will easily resort to controlling and manipulating behaviors. It is helpful to educate oneself about this behavior in order to protect oneself and create the necessary healthy boundaries.
You see that? So this is where your spiritual discernment comes in. You have to do everything to protect your boundaries, protect yourself, right? If you're in a low vibrational atmosphere and it's getting, you got to be willing to step away from that low vibration, right? There's things that you can do to practice this, right? There's things that you can uh, do to have a higher level of understanding of this, how to become free, any variations of discipline may be applied towards the settling of spiritual goals, achieving greater ego transparency. Once comprehension of you can end the darkness You can end the dark consequences of the ego field and conscious blocking with the 3 facts, right? And these 3 facts is death of an ego, fear, and animal nature, and physiologically I, which is basically you are spirit, you are soul, you are, and you have this, birth of the spiritual being, the inner Christ. You can study that, look into it. Christ is an understanding of Christ, right? To be Christ-like, to be a Christ one, however you want to be it, right? Servitude to others. This is a big one that a lot of people fail, right? They're doing a lot of self-serving stuff. If you hear a lot of these people, you can hear them talk with a self-serving, manipulative, right? It's self-serving. You can hear it. Hey, appreciate the super chat. Love is love. You can hear it. The self-serving part of it, you can hear it. They'll be like, I'm an angel, and me and this person is good, and we do good things for people, and we're always helping people out. And truthfully, if they was, you wouldn't need to brag about it. You wouldn't need to boast about it. You wouldn't need to speak on it, right? They're speaking on it for a reason. They're speaking on it with a reason. They're being a nuisance for a reason, right? So you have to practice these things, service to others or the law of one practice as a lifestyle, right? People think that I'm on here as a gimmick, practicing the law of one, but that's not true. That's not true, right? And as we move forward with this, I'm going to bring other people to the forefront. I'm going to bring other people to the table that knows the truth of this. Okay, they know that I've been on here for a while pushing out this. I apply it to my life. That's the only reason why I encourage other people to apply it to their life, because I really apply it to my life, right? And the reason why I say that is because I practice a level of understanding that wasn't given to me as a youth, right? And I always told myself, and you probably told yourself this too. I said, man, if I ever can help anybody, I'm gonna do it. I ain't never gonna let nobody go through the things that I went through. I ain't never gonna put nobody through the things that I been put through. You told yourself that too. At one point, you told yourself that. I mean, later down in life, you probably stopped fighting it, but at one point you told yourself that. See, I'm not giving up. See, that's the difference between a lot of us. I'm not giving up on treating people how I want to be treated. I'm not giving up on trying to, operate with compassion, love, and it doesn't matter how many times I get slapped in the face or how many times somebody tear me down. I'm going to remember who I truly am. And if I get caught up in the web of negativity, I'm going to shake it off, because the spirit in me is that strong, right? The spirit in me is that strong to say, hey, you're not operating like us. This ain't you. When myself sits me down, I listen. I be wanting to get in the carnal. I be wanting to get in the low vibration. I be wanting to give people a piece of their own medicine. I be wanting to show them that I can, bark, my physique ain't what. Look, I'm 6'5", 220 pounds, well built. I be wanting to show people that they can't play with me. Well, I got to remind myself who I am constantly. That's all. These people remind themselves that they nasty. They remind themselves that they monsters. I got to remind myself that that's not me. See, the pretense come with them pretending to be good, pretending to be. That's where they get tired at. That's where their frustration comes in at, because they're trying to fake it till they make it, right? So they're pretending to be good. They're pretending to be angels. They're pretending to be chosen ones. They're pretending to be card readers. They're pretending to be spiritual beings. But you see what really comes out of them is hate, hurt, disgust, envy, the low vibrational bitch this, F this, all that, suck my dick. Like, you can see that is truly them. They're not governing their words. They're not recognizing the vibrational frequency. And for the people who say that they do speak stuff into existence, how are you saying you speak stuff into existence and then you turn around and wish somebody unalived, or speak somebody into the ground, or say they need to do this? How are these people claiming to be so spiritual, prophets, soothsayers, seekers of the future, and seers of all of this, but then they go around and speak so heavy, low vibrational? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Those two things don't go together. Those two things don't go together. You can't say that there's power on your tongue and then start saying anything off your tongue. That don't go together. If you really thought that there was power off of your tongue, you'll be mindful of your words. The fact that you're not mindful of your words only shows us that there's really no power on your tongue. I mean, you might want it to be, because when you realize that you're speaking stuff into existence, life or death, however you look at it, you'll start being mindful of your words. When I started saying stuff and it started happening, I was like, man, I gotta watch what I say. When it started happening faster, I was like, damn. I started biting my tongue. Y'all hear me in the Discord? If I say, I'm sorry, I'll catch it real quick. If I slip up and say something, I'll try to catch it real quick. Hold on, I'm sorry. I ain't mean to. My apologies. You know, there's a reason for that. So the ego dies based on righteous, creative comprehensions of these larger truths. The inner Krytos spiritual being is born within us during our hemogrammic union of embodied heroic gammas, a service to other paths to the greater sacrifice for all the humanity which is Christ. And that comes with the biblical text, right? The Bible says, how can you love me who you have never seen, yet hate your brother who you see every day? Do unto others as you would do unto yourself, so on and so forth, right? So they're telling you different variations of this. One must have discipline over the flesh. A lot of these people don't have discipline over their flesh. They're indulging in all these low vibrational things, and they're upset at us because we have discipline over our flesh, right? So they're upset with us because we have discipline over the flesh, right? They don't have this discipline, you know?
The spirit of discipline is one of the 7 main spirits of Christ. The spirit of discipline is what moves one from confusion to clarity in making accurate assessments in life circumstances in the effective direction and focus of one's personal time and energy. Personal discernment is a skill that is the result of the spirit of discipline. The behavioral imbalances, the negative ego mental disease, the broken systems, the disconnected automaton, machine, mentality are apparent in the 3D environment. Without a rudder, without direction, many people feel utter confusion in the midst of accelerating chaotic energies. Finding clarity from within this massive confusion requires awareness of negative patterns and their attachments, and then the focused discipline of one's ego/personality to clear them from controlling one's behavior into impulsive and destructive actions. The spirit of discipline is the antidote to gluttony and waste.
So, as you can see, these people don't have these variations of discipline. They don't have spiritual discernment. They're not taking into consideration any of these things. You know, they're low vibrational entities, low vibrational beings, right? Some people can't help. They're nasty. Yes, yes. And that's the truth. Like, not all of us down here are operating on the same frequency. The moment you admit that is the moment you can see them for what they truly are, right? The moment you admit, like, you know what, maybe you're not, I know we're all human, but ain't no way we're all occupying the same energy, because there's no way these people don't want to do better. There's no way you can see the world going in the direction that it's going in right now and still keep on, you know, doing the same shit. There's no possible way. I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe that we're all watching the world and how in the direction that it's going in right now and still doing the same stuff. How you just going to replace the person and still do the same stuff that that person was doing, right? These people playing musical chairs with us.
Develop self-awareness of being present with the inner and outer dialogues through the observing consciousness one will require to develop the spirit of discipline. Refocusing mental perception from negative thoughts to its positive polarity through unconditional love and forgiveness towards the self and others. Note, focusing on positive thoughts to replace negative thoughts are the first stage of ego discipline. The second stage is applying neutrality or neutral association through sustained focus, as an inner quiet found during meditation. This is because many people in ego behavior misrepresent neutrality as dissociative reaction to external events or others' feelings. Disassociation and neutrality is not the same state of consciousness. One is disconnected from circumstances, while the latter is connected through awareness, through observer. This is called engaged detachment. 6.
Now, this is where you see happening right now, right? Engaged detachment, right? Where people pretend like they don't want nothing to do with you, but then they keep contacting you on the back end, right? Where people tell everybody else they just want you out their life and don't want nothing to do with you, and then they tag you in a post, right? That's considered engaged detachment. Why is you tagging me in posts? Huh? That if that's not the biggest red flag ever, when somebody tag you in a post, for what reason? Just to try to get you to talk about them. Look at this. What did he tag me in this post for? He tags me in a post for what? Just to be relevant. What did you tag me in a post for? You could have went on talking about whatever it is that you was talking about. What you tagged me for? What do I need a note for? What I need a note for? You don't think that I know what you're doing. You don't think that I know that you don't think that I know you're siphoning energy. Hmm? You're siphoning energy. That's what you're doing. And listen, the problem with you guys is you guys don't know how to properly transfer energy, right? You guys think that someone giving you money is a form of currency. Not all of us operate on that currency. Yes, we all know that we have to use that currency in this physical world in order to make things happen or whatever the case may be, but you can't move certain people with money. See, the reason why you are the way you are and your life is going down the drain right now is because the currency that you choose. You choose that as your operation of currency. You choose that as your operation of currency. So why do we have to go through something because you sold out, because you gave in to the low vibrational frequency, right? And now you got to continue to do whatever for money. That's what you got to do now. You got to continue to do whatever for money. You got to keep on doing stuff for money. The same thing with some of these other characters, right? But we have a little bit of integrity over here. We actually have a say so in the direction that our future goes. How this, however we move, we actually, because see, we did it authentically. We grinded it out, you know. We worked hard. We realized in how to figure out the algorithm and learn to build a network around it and try to grow within unity. We're doing that. And it doesn't matter how slow the page grow. It doesn't matter if they push us in the algorithm or not. Guess what? We know that we're operating on positivity. We know that we're operating on love and light. And we're going to continue to do that. So when all of you low vibrational beings finally get done dealing with each other and you guys are ready to love, we'll still be here waiting, right? We'll still be here. with open arms. And you have to humble yourself to walk back into those arms. Right? So, in the meantime, in between time, y'all get over to the Discord. Hey, love is love. If you ain't had nobody tell you that they love you today, let me be the first and not the last to tell you that I love you. All right, one's image of oneself should be greater than reality. Make sure you join the Discord. Check out the clothing shop too. Please go check it out. Even if you don't buy nothing, just go give it a little bit of traction, okay? And at this time, this is the perfect time to drop your super chats, drop your super stickers. We're closing out, right? Drop it all. Leave it all right here. $2, $3. Drop a Cash App, drop a PayPal. Support something great. Support something great. Send $2 to the Cash App. Just so I can say I got a Cash App. Somebody send me one so I can make them mad and say, appreciate the Cash App. But it has to be real, so I can't say to this. So just send $1 or $2. Hey, matter of fact, send me some money. I'll send it back to you. Anybody want to loan me some money? I got to change the world. Wait, did I post the link already? Okay, yeah, I posted the link to the Discord. All right, let me post the link to the clothing shop. I better see you in the Discord. And we was just testing this out just to see how it looks with the camera off. With the camera on. So I was really just testing it out just to see how it looks with the camera on. What do you guys think? You guys think we should go camera on? Ooh. That's because you went out there and opened the gate out back. How'd you end up out back? How'd you go that way and then go to the front yard? No, I'm talking about when you came in and took the fish back down in the front yard. You can go out back and go through the side gate. Did you go out back and go through the side gate? I got these dogs. I gotta get these dogs. I gotta end the live. I gotta go get these dogs. Hey, y'all make sure y'all hit that Cash App one time. Hey, it's Friday. Ain't nobody got no smoke money for me. Anybody got smoke money for me? Oh, somebody hit me with 11. Oh, 11. Love is love. Look at that. Cash App. You think you picked the wrong sticker. What sticker did you pick? It didn't show up. Prince might still be out back. Put that dog in the cage. That ain't funny. Hey, hit the PayPal one time. It's Friday. I actually got to take a drive tomorrow. And don't forget, tonight we have story time. I don't know what story we're going to tell, but we'll find one. We'll make it very good. What do you guys think? Keep the camera on? You guys think I should keep the camera on? Keep it on like this? Think. That super sticker said, try again. Man, that's how you feel? You sending me try again super stickers? Well, damn. Hey, appreciate the Cash App. Love is love. Would you look at that? Make it Wayne, make it Wayne. See, they found them one over there. They found them one. They was gonna try to do me like that. That's why I told. I don't know why Golden fell for it. She fell for that shit. But maybe that's how they're gonna build their pages. Maybe they're all in agreements to build pages like that. I guess. You know, negative begotten negative, right? Wouldn't that be a prime example of negative begotten negative? That's why I said that's why I said count us out. We don't want to participate in that. That's why when they try to do that with us and build off of negativity, that's why I was like, nope, we do not want to build off of that. Now look, he made her page about that. What happened? You better be careful who you dealing with. They using the art of war for real. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. She done went and got all your enemies and put them all on a panel together. You ain't learned from that operation when your ass was over there doing it to other people? Huh? You was over there sitting over there watching them do it to other people.
Let's make sure we protect each other's mental space. If you ever need me, just call. I'ma come running, give it my all. Love is love.
Hey, watching them do it to other people, and then made it seem like you didn't know it was. You watched it happen already. Come on, you have to be smarter than that. Oh, that's what they got to deal with, not us. We're gonna Discord. Time to go play the game for a little bit.